Hi guys, welcome to Sports for All. I'm your host Eden, and today I've got a really exciting guest. So, do you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
Good afternoon to you cherished viewers. My name is Faisal Mukaila. I'm from West Africa, Ghana. I actually have a bit of Nigerian heritage too. I'm an athlete here. I play flag football and I play rugby, and also a big supporter of soccer. I support Liverpool FC, just to set that straight. I'm 27 years of age.
Amazing. I'm so excited to have our conversation. So do you want to tell everybody a bit about your sports background, how you got involved in sport? Maybe if you did like other sports when you were younger as well.
That's right. I'm actually started loving sports since I was a kid. Initially, I was so much into soccer. I really wanted to play football so much. Sometimes you plan and life has a different way. I played football. I'm actually good at it, but I also found love in other sports. So it made things didn't work out as planned, but regardless of wherever I found myself, I gave out my best. Fast forward after high school, I decided to play rugby, but that didn't last also. After a few months, I gave up on rugby and I went into boxing. But this time I went into the administrative aspect of it.
All right.
That's being a producer and a manager, right? Time goes on and I discovered flag football or American football, which was a bit similar to rugby. So I was like, no, this is like rugby. Let me give it a try. And that's how come I found myself in flag football. And I ended up representing Ghana last year in Philippines. And we ended up coming sixth in that tournament, which
Wow.
was positive. It's our first time, and it's a big statement we made at the world stage. Early this year, I signed for a rugby club as well. So I'm currently with Accra Majestics Sports Academy. I'm playing my professional rugby career with them.
Word. So exciting. So cool. It sounds like you've definitely had quite a journey, but you found like your sports now and you're clearly doing amazingly in them as well. So cool to see. So my next question is, do you want to tell me a little bit about some of your inspirations in sports? Who motivates you, who really inspires you to keep going?
Talking about my motivation, I get my inspiration from a lot of people and a lot of places. Actually, growing up, I told you I'm a Liverpool fan. Someone that really motivated me growing up was Steven Gerrard. You should know him. Yeah, Steven Gerrard, I started supporting Liverpool during their club final, Champions League final against AC Milan in Istanbul, where they came back from a 3-0 deficit to
Yeah.
equalize and they won the Champions League. That really showed me that impossible is nothing. With sports, you can get whatever you want to do. And him being the captain, I saw how he motivated his teammates to go get the trophy. And I was like, nah, this is where I'm gonna find my inspiration from. So Steven Gerrard was someone I looked up to growing up. But once I grew up, I added some more motivators and more inspirators, like from for flag football. I get my inspiration from Sonny. I'm sorry, Jeremiah Owusu-Karamoah. It's a linebacker for Cleveland Browns. Okay, for American football, and in rugby, I look up to Sonny Bill Williams. I think he's retired. He played for New Zealand. Those are the kind of people I looked up to whilst growing up. And
Yeah,
now
yeah, no, they sound amazing. And I'm sure like even people listening to this will be like inspired by you as well. So my next question is, do you want to tell me about some of the main skills that you've developed from being involved in sport and maybe also like how have these helped you in like your life?
Okay, so some of the main skills I've developed, I would probably point out to my leadership skills. I've actually got the way of leading people into achieving something. Like for instance, I'm gonna say that during my first flag football camp we had in Ghana, it was hosted by some few NFL players here in Ghana, a team with people who had never played the sports before,
Well,
right? But I ended up motivated them, I inspired them that we can do it. Regardless of if you haven't played, you just need to stick to the rules. You just need to stick to the game plan. And seeing that these boys really listened to me, and even though we didn't clinch the title, we ended up third in that
Oh
tournament,
wow.
and it's a good thing because we never played football before. But
Yeah.
with inspiration from me and the leadership skills I had and impacted on them, it actually gave us some glory. And at the end of the tournament, I was actually a judge. I was awarded for my leadership skills, meaning people were actually watching that. So I got a jersey from Elijah Moore. It was once playing for Cleveland Browns, but now I think he has switched to, is it Bills? I can't really remember the team though, but he has switched. I was awarded this jersey and a signed ball and all this stuff. And all these things remind me that I can keep doing it regardless of wherever I find myself. Leadership skill is in me already, thanks to sport. Yeah.
Yeah, I so agree. And I think, like you were saying, like you can really help inspire other people and they can learn a lot from you, especially when you show them that they can do it even if they feel like they can't. Like you were saying about those boys who never played before and you came third, like that is such a big achievement and shows them that the next time they find themselves in a situation like that, then maybe they should try it because they never know what could happen. And I think that is so, so important. So my next question is, what do you think are some challenges that young people face getting involved and staying involved in sport? And do you have any advice for them on how they can kind of overcome those challenges and barriers?
Okay, so in Africa, things are not really that easy, like compared to Europe and other
Mhm.
parts of the world. Sometimes finding facilities to train is actually something difficult. Finding facilities to train and even equipment, balls, all this stuff, even finding a good environment, suitable environment, it's actually difficult. It's not really that common. What I think is when you're born in Africa and you want to do sports, just know that you just need to put in extra effort than someone that has this equipment and all this stuff.
Yeah,
So that's what kept going. I just feel like, no, whether paying or nothing, or whether with the support or nothing, I just need to keep on going. And at the end of the day, it's paid off. So I'm just gonna tell the young athlete that regardless of whichever situation they find themselves, they should just keep on pushing. They should keep on going. They shouldn't let nothing stop them. And yeah, one day they're gonna thank themselves for never giving up, you know. So yeah. And in Africa, sports really doesn't pay much
yeah,
like in Europe, other part of the world. So it's more of like discouraging to some people. But I'm gonna be like, hey, for me, sports was something I fall in love with. When you fall in love with something, you don't really care about the gains or whatever you get later on. So you
yeah.
just need to keep on doing it out of the love you have. And so yeah, I just think that first of all, they need to fall in love with the sport or fall in love with whatever they want to do. Then after all, when they look back, they're never gonna regret nothing. It's just gonna be smiles every time.
Yeah, I totally agree. When you find something that you're passionate about, even despite any challenges and that you might face, you will keep going and you will find where it works. You will make it fit. Even if it's hard, you will find somewhere that you can participate in it. You've given some amazing pieces of advice already, but my last question is, do you have any other advice in terms of young people who maybe struggle with their confidence, either getting involved, but also whenever they're in the sport as well?
Yeah, for sure. What I think about sports, I don't see sports as something people do for fun. I see sports as a way of life. There are a lot of things that sports might give to you more benefits than even physical aspects. Sports can give you confidence. I've known kids, I've known peers, I've known teammates that they didn't have confidence, but after joining sports, it actually builds that kind of character in them. The confidence comes naturally with sports. So I just feel like, hey, forget about the confidence. Just play the sports first. The confidence is gonna come with it. There's a saying that who knows it feels it. So once you know the sport, you're gonna feel whatever, even the positive aspect of it or the negative aspect of it. Sports gonna give you a whole family. It's gonna give you a new way of life. It's gonna give you sense of belongingness. It's gonna build so much character that you even least expect. And you never regret doing sports. Apart from the health benefit of it, it's a good thing on its own. It's a whole brand.
Yeah, no, I love that. I so agree. I think, yeah, there's so much in it, and confidence comes over time, definitely. You have to just go in it with an open mind and really have that experience and take on board what it has to offer. That was amazing piece of advice to end on. So thank you so much. That was a great chat. I really enjoyed it, and my listeners are gonna absolutely feel really inspired after it. So thank you so much.
And thank you too for having me.
Thank you so much for listening to my podcast. If you want to connect with me further, you can find me on LinkedIn at Eden Byrne, and be sure to check out all the other amazing podcasts on Be the Change Media Network.